Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4B, and in this video I'm going to be potting up my petunia seedlings. And I had started, and I thought I'm going to just make a quick video, but don't start your petunia seeds right now. Too soon. I'm a zone 4B, cold zone, and I can't safely plant out till the middle of May. I'm just experimenting here. I want to see how long from seed sowing to flower that it takes, and also I want to propagate. So that's also new to me. These are Petunia Tidal Wave Hot Pink. So these in the middle of December, and it's middle of January, and they look really good. So according to this, the way it looks, I'm betting maybe early to mid-March. And they did take a bit, I think at least about a week to germinate, maybe a little bit longer. Then they sat there. They were super tiny, and then they just took off. I would say the last week, week and a half. So they do sit there for a little bit. You think you've done something wrong, and no, they just sit there, but the roots are really aggressive. So I think the next time I sow these seeds, I will probably start them in this container here, because the roots are pretty impressive if you ask me. And then once they get a little bit bigger, then I'll just pot them up into these bigger containers that I'm going to show you here. I do let my potting mix dry out. When I prick out, makes it a little bit easier. The potting mix that I've been using for the last few years is Pro Mix. I like it. I think it's pretty budget friendly, and this bag here lasts pretty long. There is no fertilizer in it. I do have to add my own, and I'm not sponsored by anyone. And I have a new bag of Osmocote. I had asked for this for a Christmas present. I know it sounds weird, but yes, so excited to get fertilizer for Christmas. And it's an 8-pound bag. They got this from Amazon, and it's for outdoor, indoor use. And I use this in all my outdoor containers and when I potted up my perennial seedlings last year. I'll never be without it. And then mosquito bits. Also from Amazon. I think was it last or the year before I started using this just to help with the fungus gnats. It helps, but I'm not 100%. So other thing to help with fungus gnats is I always boil my water, and then I pre-moisten my potting mix, and then let that sit for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And then I let it cool just a little bit. I add the fertilizer, and then I fill up these containers. I get these containers, or recycle them, from the greenhouse I go to. They have a little recycling shed that I can get this. I wash them up, and then I like to reuse when I can. I mean, there's no cost with this. I've already filled it up with the pre-moistened potting mix with the fertilizer in it, and to the top, because I cheat a little bit. You should bottom water, but I top water for a lot of stuff. It's just sometimes I run out of time, and also sometimes I'm really bad about bottom watering, and then I forget to go and get rid of that extra moisture, or extra water. So I do kind of do 50-50, bottom water and top water depending. I'm just going to make, the roots are pretty big here, so I'm going to make a pretty good size hole. Again, this is a pre-moistened potting mix, and I would strongly urge you to pre-moisten your potting mixes. A lot of times when you get them, they're very light, fluffy, and when you go to water, if you haven't pre-moistened, it can be really difficult to get that to really soak through. So I've just found that in the past. And you'll see why I think, because you can see here, and this is the difference between the size of container. So I think I might do the petunias, and then this can be kind of a plug, and then can go in, not in here like that, but you know what I mean. Take it out and then put it in this size of container. Only reason why I'm going to this size is normally I don't go this big, but I think these petunias are going to take off, and then they're going to fill it really, and then they're going to kind of drape, and I just figured this is going to give it more room. Otherwise, I really don't like them sitting in this much soil when they don't have a lot of roots. That being said, these kind of do. But I seed sow a lot this way. I really like this. One of my favorite ways. And I like to prick out. It can be a little like this, because the roots are here. Let me see if I can. Can you see that? So that's why I think I might just go. And the petunia seeds, the ones I had were pelleted. So the reason why I like this to be a little drier, because it's a little easier to get it apart sometimes. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible, but that's not always, that's easier said than done sometimes. I'm just gonna, they're already starting to branch out. I'll see if I can show you one. If you can see that right there. Pretty impressed. So you can see how these roots look really nice. All right, I'm just gonna try and get those roots down in that hole there. And then I do firm it in just a little bit. I don't wanna shove it down. Still wanna allow good circulation or loose soil. But I also wanna make sure, oops, there's a root. Go down there. That they're anchored in pretty good, because I don't want them rocking. Do my best. The leaves are sticky, so some of them are looking pretty messy. That's okay. And then I just have a recycled bottle here with a bottle top water, also from Amazon. I just water in around it. And it's just to settle the soil, make sure there's no air pockets. It's already pre-moistened the soil, so there is moisture in there. I don't need this whole thing to be soaked. It just, I don't want my plants sitting in that much damp soil. I just find it's better that way. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more. So the first time I put the mosquito bits on is when I pot them up, I do it after I water, just because I want my plant to kind of recoup after being roughened like that. Right now it's not too happy, just because the roots were torn apart and then it's out of its happy little home. So I just want to give it a little adjustment period. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on. I don't measure, I don't know how much is needed for it. Maybe that's not enough. I just would prefer not a lot on top. I don't know how this really affects the growing. Last year I didn't see a huge change, but again, I didn't use a lot either. So it's just a personal preference. And do another one. And then when I am done here, these plants are not going to go under grow lights for the rest of the day. I'm just going to set them aside, give them a little time for adjustment, and then tomorrow they will have the lights turned on. And what I will do is when I come out, it usually is about 10:30, 11 o'clock to turn the lights off, and then I'll put them on the plant stand where I'm going to put them, and then tomorrow they'll be there when I want to turn the lights on. I don't know if I did that. I give it a little bit of a tap to help settle too. Just a little more. I'm probably being too gentle. I've seen other people when they pot up, they're just, I don't know. I don't like to baby them too much, but I also really don't want to snap something off. But I think this will be fun just to see how long it takes for them to flower. I know these are not plants I'm going to be able to keep till that long. It's just that's a long time before planting out. So I think it's just fun to see something pretty right now when I'm covered in 4 feet of snow and more to come. Sorry, I know that's a little loud. I know they're talking rain on Monday and then more snow on Tuesday. I don't know where we're going to go with it, but more mosquito bits. Right now it's about, oh, okay. I don't want it on the foliage though. Right now it's the low 30s. So in my plant room, it's pretty decent. I can control the temp. Right now I have it at 70 degrees because I'm starting some other seeds and they need about 70 degrees to germinate. And so I think right now that works. I don't like to put everything on a heat mat. I think I figured this, oh no, okay, I think it was 10 seeds in a packet and I had 9 plants that germinated. So I would say that is a success. And so on my plant stand, I'll be putting them on the bottom rack because it's a little bit cooler. My plant room is in my garage. So they definitely like a little bit cooler temps. And also I think it's a little bit easier on them too whenever it's cooler. They're not pushed into growing so much. Right now I have a feeling it's gonna take this petunia here, or these petunias, at least a week to 2 weeks before to kind of recover from this. So that's another thing, is just seeing how long it takes. Some plants don't like their roots disturbed. And then I don't have my lights on a timer. Finish off with mosquito bits. I have 3 more to go. But yeah, so I don't have them on a timer. I have a schedule with my dogs where I'm up around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So the lights go on at that time, and then about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night is when they go off. So that is my schedule. So if there are certain plants that I think need more, then I'll try and put them on for longer. But there are some plants that do need less. So I'll just kind of, when I get home from work is when I'll probably turn them off. So I have a number of plant stands, but it just works best that way. I know there's timers, but this has worked for me. And so yeah, so again, do not start your petunia seeds. If you want to have a little bit of fun, sure, go for it, because a lot of times when I don't know a lot about a seed, I've tried it with the canary bird vine and I'm not having any success with that germinating right now. But it's fun to experiment. I would say don't do all the seeds, just maybe do a few, just to see when they germinate and how quick they can grow. If you have any questions on that, sometimes when you do your own experiments, you answer your own questions. But I love to do different things. The propagating I think will be kind of unique to see if that works out. But again, I have a lot of petunia seeds, so I don't think I'm going to need that many plants. A lot of these plants are going to friends and family, and I mean, I kind of asked if they wanted to, that I could supply them with it. I had my trees taken down, so hopefully I can help with the cost. That was kind of my idea behind this. But yeah, it's also having fun, and something pretty blooming right now is definitely worth it. But yeah, so if you have any questions on what I do, how I do, leave me in the comments down below. I will get back to you. I love to hear from you. And so hopefully you enjoyed this video, and bye for now.